I think Saturday mornings might be the closest I get to getting just a little taste. Of what life might be like if this was what I did full time, if I was a full-time YouTuber and writer. Because I do the podcast on Friday nights. So where normally my routine for an evening is I record that day's video, then I sit down, edit that Football Manager video, edit the vlog, sit there, get it all uploaded. That's that day's content done. I don't do that on a Friday night because I'm doing the podcast. So I record the vlog and I record the Football Manager video as usual, but then sit and record a podcast as well. So when I get up on, this is why the vlog is always out late at the weekend. So I get all that recorded and then wake up on a Saturday morning, usually before everyone else. It's about 8:30, so you know I'm not up early, but everyone else is still in bed, apart from Sproglet, who's in the other room eating crisps and shouting about something. So I get up early and then I have to edit the podcast and get that released. I edit the previous day's vlog and get that released. I edit the previous day's Football Manager video and get that scheduled to release later on today. And then I usually, before starting the day proper, also try and record that day, the next day's Football Manager video, so that all I have to do on a Saturday night is just nothing really, because the next day's video is already recorded and scheduled to release. And then I edit Saturday's vlog on Sunday morning, which is why it's late there. So it means I get Saturday afternoons and evenings off. And part of me thinks that might be a little bit what it's like if this was my full-time thing. I'd have to fit some writing in there as well. But you know what? I really like Saturday mornings. Well, that morning of work got away from me a little bit really. Got a twig in my face. It's the best I can do. The camera's in a tree. What am I supposed to do? The sun's going down. I've got to use some of this natural light while I can. So I'm just going to have to talk around this twig. It is now nearly 4 o'clock, 10 to 4. I have been going pretty much non-stop since I did that first little bit of the video this morning. So that was at what, 8:30 this morning. So we've had a good 6.5, maybe even 7 hours of work. The podcasts, the videos, all that stuff, that was all out this morning. I managed to get the podcast edited and released, yesterday's vlog edited and released, the Football Manager video that came out today, plus the SEO video that I did with Loki Doki, that's all edited as well. I still got to record the Q&A. I still have to record a Football Manager video because around about lunchtime I got distracted by an idea, and I love it when I have an idea. I haven't had an idea like this for a long time, and I think this is going to be a good one. To cut a long story short, because this is freaking me out having this in my face, I've been trying to think of something else to add to the income portfolio in preparation for my plans later on this year. And I just sort of put that thought in my head earlier in the week, or a week or so back maybe, and told my brain to come up with something. The way my brain always does this is it doesn't tell me what's going on in there. I don't know what it's up to. I don't know the process it's going through. But I was in the shower after I finished doing all my editing and releasing videos around about lunchtime, and this idea just hit me pretty much fully formed, to the point where I think I probably only need to do maybe 2 weekends work on it to have something that's ready to bring out, take to market, and hopefully provide another income stream with. So to give you a very rough idea of what it is at the moment, and I'm comfortable doing this on video because I'm fairly confident, even if my major competitors were watching this right now, I don't think any of them can get there faster or better than I can with this particular product. So I think it's safe to talk about, and it'll just give me the incentive to make sure I do get on with it, because it's out there in the world then, so someone could replicate if I don't get it out there realistically by the end of February. It's got to be the absolute deadline for people to be able to buy this product. But it's to do with the book that I wrote a couple of years ago, The Lazy Student's Revision Guide. I wrote under a pen name, David Chapman, and it's pretty much the last thing I wrote. At that point, I'd been working with Sheepdog off of the podcast for quite a long time, writing and podcasting together, and by the time I wrote the Lazy Student's Revision Guide, it was the first thing I ever wrote on my own, but by the time I wrote it, we had released, I think we added it up to nearly 700,000 words over the course of about 15 months. We'd written and published. I was writing for a couple of hours every single day,
editing when I wasn't writing. You think I spend a lot of time on YouTube now? I was spending even more time writing back then, and I just hit exhaustion point. I released that book and just decided I needed some time off, and that's when I eventually stumbled across YouTube and found this new daily obsession that meant there's not really been a way for writing to get back in yet, but the idea is still there. It's still the thing, it's still outside of my regular day job, it's still the thing that brings in the most income for me month on month. It's that book, that one book earns me more money than all the other books we ever released. It earns me more money than I've ever earned from podcasting, from any of the videos that I make, across any of the channels. So I want to do something else in that arena, plus it ties in nicely with the day job because it's to do with education. I'm a teacher. It makes sense to do something that I am an actual genuine expert in. So the plan is fairly simple. I'm going to take what I've already got in that book. It's a revision guide. It takes students through how to prepare themselves for exams, but I'm going to create a book to go alongside it, which is going to be more of a diary, planner, workbook type thing, which, because I'm using my daughter to test this because she's 15, she's doing her GCSEs next year, and we were talking about what would be a really useful thing for her to go alongside that book, because what she's always said about my revision book is, although it was good, she found it quite hard to follow all the stages in places because it gets quite complicated. So I've already released about 18 months ago a spreadsheet that goes with it that you sort of plug your details into and it works lots of stuff out for you, which she said has helped. But she thinks what would really help her is being taken through step by step and actually having gaps to write in the book what she's doing and when she's doing it. So that's what I'm going to do. I've mocked up templates for some of these sort of journal pages, and it's basically going to be a thing that takes students through planning, identifying what exams they've got to do and how far away they are, then going through and working out exactly what they need to know, planning that into a timetable. This is all stuff that's pretty much lifted straight out of the book. The bit that's new is it's then going to have 6 months worth of journal entry pages where they can write down for each day what they were supposed to study, what they did study, whether they did any tests or attended any revision sessions at school, whether they've got an exam that day or in the next few days, and most importantly, for each day they can write down the 3 most important things that they learned and 3 things that they know they need to revisit or talk about with a teacher, and that's the bit that she really likes. And my view for this book is it's going to be something that goes back and forth between home and school. Parents see it, teachers see it, and it opens up a bit of a dialogue and record of, right, these are the bits that I'm comfortable with, these are the bits I still need to learn to get into the exam. So that's the plan. I've spent 4 hours working on it today. I need to find a way to publish it. I think I can do it through CreateSpace, which is where my existing book is done, although I do need to work out how to make it so that it's portable with all those journal pages in, so it can go back and forth to school, and it needs to be well formatted and set out. It's not going to be enough just to have Microsoft Word tables on these pages. So there's a little bit of graphic design work to do, which is a little bit outside my comfort zone. I'd be more comfortable just writing, but I think if I can master those bits, which is what I'm going to be working on tomorrow, then I should have a version of this ready to submit for a proof copy within 10 days or so, and fingers crossed a version of this to release on Amazon by the end of the month. That's the plan.